you in the hood, they'll have you pressed. Little boys running, choppers jumping, try to finesse. I say less, ain't no apology. Watch how I'm coming, ain't no flex. Keep it 100, I'ma dub it. I don't trust it, cause those opposition can't show no compassion. Irk my soul is gonna be static, I'm snapping. You getting bodied, I ain't talking Madden, but if I get Madden, you wouldn't imagine. Money be stacking, my pieces be clapping, they surfing my wave. They know that I'm swagging, I'm sinking. They bow like the movie Titanic. I fly like Aladdin, let's switch the dynamic. What around time that you snitching and you ratting? Heart beating fast, to fear when you panic. Boy paranoid, tweaking like a mechanic. When it gets real, you gon' fall, now what's happening?
Hold on, we have
cut it, yeah, you chatting, better shut it. Good, cut it. If he vibes, I gotta dub it. Good, cut it. Trying to get them pockets flooded. Bust it. Claim me, we valid.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, guys, I have to start the show now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for
having so much fun.
I know. You always blame me for cutting the fun out. Thank you for joining us once again this evening for the Discipline Therapy podcast. We'd like to give a shout out to our home, Legendary Studios. Also, for those of you who are looking for a fabulous Mexican restaurant, Nelly's Taqueria and Cantina in Hicksville. Wonderful, authentic Mexican food. And again, that's it. We have,
ladies and gentlemen, since you are fiends, what that means is we have a dose of discipline therapy where everything is completely free. See if you subscribe. There's no monthly fee. It's free. It's judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, roll a blunt, or grab some popcorn. But the main thing is make sure the kids are in bed. This is that soul food conversations. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned into the Discipline Therapy Podcast. We're here. All right, we have a special guest today. Very excited, very excited. Yo, he's holding the mic like he's getting ready to perform.
What's he up? Is ready. He's like, just shut up and let me go.
Yep. Shout out to Markson.
Markson.
He is young Markson. He is a inspiring
up and coming
musical artist.
You guys gotta get him now.
Sure. Yep,
gotta get him now.
He's and he speaks Creole too. He speaks Creole too.
I only know curse words.
Tú sabes cómo es. All right, so pretty much what he said is we're here.
Oh, okay.
What's up? We're here. Nula means we're here. We here. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say that too now.
All right. So that's always the thing when people are like, oh, teach me something in Creole or Spanish or something. They always teach you the bad words.
They always do that.
I know a lot of bad words in Creole. That's all I gotta say.
They always do
and
that.
They're
shit.
Filthy too. They're filthy is what I hear.
Yeah. So Markson, first and foremost, very excited. But we have to go step by step. So what we like to do is we always like to ask our guests, how did they cope during COVID-19, 2020? Was it something that, because many people capitalized on it, it hurt a lot of people. So being that you're an inspiring musical artist, you're in the studio, things like that, always working on new material. Yeah. Did it hurt you in any way? What did you learn from yourself?
That's a good one. What did you learn from yourself during this?
Well, throughout this whole coronavirus that was going on, I had to learn patience and discipline as well, because I had to discipline myself to like cope with the whole situation at hand. Like, you always have to have a mask on every time.
Yeah.
I always had to remember that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because people will forget. Leave it in the car, leave it in the house. You have to turn back. Like we're superheroes.
That's like a daily thing. You got to always remember, always wash your hands, always make sure like you clean every single time.
It's a shame that's what we had to learn in 2020, how to wash your hands, right? Terrible. But so did you discover anything new about yourself that you didn't know, or that you're like, oh, look at that, because of this, something else made you stronger? Like, when you write your rhymes, was that more because you were stuck inside, you couldn't go out? Like, did that add to anything?
Well, nah, it only actually. I realized I was more creative at that because I have more time to myself, right? I'm always inside, and I always realize, like, I start to realize, like, what I can really do while I'm inside, even though the whole coronavirus situation is happening, you can't really go outside and get close to people like that. So things that you would do, you would have to do it at a distance, right?
Yeah.
So I can't link up with people, do a music
you
video
used
with
to.
them. So it would always have to be like long distance, and then we would have to delay certain things, right?
Yeah, 'cause
so if we do a
I've
music video,
seen-
we have to do it at a certain date over there.
I follow your YouTube page too.
Uh-huh.
And I see that you I mean, even though there is the whole quarantining, and well, we don't have to quarantine that much now, but
Yeah.
the social distancing, I used to watch, you still went out there with your mask on.
Uh-huh.
Very good. See, mask on, still
I gotta
doing
make
his
sure.
thing.
I gotta make
exactly.
sure.
And filming your videos, and your like your channel would be like, coming soon, and you actually showed the process.
Yeah.
Is that something that you picked up from because of COVID? You're like, I might as well just film this whole process now too.
Yeah.
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 That's how-
No. Like the way that happened is that too, but it was fortunate. Like the timing all went together perfectly.
Right.
It just went perfectly for me. So I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so you feel
Chip.
like
It just-
so you definitely capitalized on it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you like you said, you had to practice discipline and patience, and you were able to like, incorporate new things
Yeah.
and discover new things about yourself. So that's good. Because I feel like that's like the COVID thing, what it did is it brought out the hustlers, or it just broke you. There's no middle
Yeah.
ground.
That's true.
You know
That's
what I'm
definitely
saying?
true. I know exactly what you're saying.
People who are used to being dependent on whether it's companies, stations, networks, other people, that COVID stopped that. So now they had to take it upon themselves to want to do certain shit. Like
Or not,
for example, what I've seen a lot visually in social media, whatever, was the Zoom thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
People that were at networks, studios, whatever, broadcasts, they now are doing Zoom at their own house. So now they have to learn that technology again if they didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
So
what you're saying.
this build that self-sufficient, you know what I mean? That
On
like
people. It
that,
brought it
like,
out of them, yep.
that animal ambition or not.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
So I
Some
want to
people will either make it, some people just drown out of it.
Yeah. I want to get into the thing that I want to get into. I want to get into the music. So, ladies and gentlemen, the music that you heard in the introduction was called "Cut It." That's one of my favorites out of the two that you.
Can we run it back? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely
let's
my
run it
favorite.
back.
Run it back.
We gotta run it back because it was bananas.
I can grab this. I'm like, yo, Caddy. You gotta chill, bro. Heard you ratting, let's discuss it. Good, cut it. Yeah, you chatting, better shut it. Good, cut it. If he vibes, I gotta dub it. Good, cut it. I'm trying to get them pockets flooded. Bust it. I know I had them jumping. Reach for something, they got nothing. You in the hood, they'll have you pressed. Little boy running, choppers jumping. Try to finesse, I say less. Ain't no apology, watch how I'm coming. Ain't no flex, keep it 100, I'ma dub it. I don't trust it, cause those opposition can't show no compassion. Irk my soul is gonna be static, I'm snapping. You getting bodied, I ain't talking Madden, but if I get Madden, you wouldn't imagine. Money be stacking, my pieces be clapping, they surfing my wave. They know that I'm swagging, I'm sinking, they both like the movie Titanic. I fly like a ladder.
I like that. Surfing my waves. One thing I notice about you, just dissecting your music, it's like the metaphors are on point, the delivery, the flow. Because one of the things I always notice is you like there's many different type of artists out there.
Yeah.
There's lyrical artists. There's artists that just make good club music. There's artists that have delivery, originality, and flow. And it's like for you, that song out of the two you sent, that's my favorite. That I look at that as a club track versus the
banger.
other one. The other one I would work out to, Carnage.
Okay.
This one is more
I
of a,
got you.
because that's
I
rugged.
felt the
It's
same thing
rugged.
too
It's rugged.
when I listened
I
to
love
that. Yeah.
that's
gutter.
why this one's my favorite.
It's gutter.
This
This
is my
one,
favorite
cut
one.
it, cut it, studying it, listening to it. I'm bobbing my head. This is a clubber. This is a club banger.
Oh yes.
Now, I also notice the flow. So your delivery and your flow. Because there's some artists that they might be lyrical, but they can't flow with the beat.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't miss a beat. You're not too slow. You're not too fast. You don't let the beat dominate you. You dominate the beat.
Right.
And also, for those that don't know, young Markson is from, I don't know what the status is of Bong Island right now, but he's an original member of Bong Island.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's a lot of different characters, or rather
diversity
in that group.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to be, because I think I've always told, Gabriel is also one of the original members of it. I've always told him, Bjorn Markson is one of my favorites out of the crew. Not that I don't like all of them, I do.
Yeah.
But your flow and your delivery is always on point.
And he's
Thank you.
Haitian too.
And
Thank you.
He's Haitian
that
too.
must be it.
Haitian
That
men
must
are,
be it.
Haitian men are magical.
Oh,
You got it in our blood.
but also, I'm bringing that up because they also make music together,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because there's so many different styles, on the one that you guys dropped, the Bong Island tape, the one with you
I
and
love
M
that.
Smalls,
I love that.
that is one of
love
my
that.
favorite songs.
This
The
what
one
you
with
want.
you and M Smalls,
This what you want.
that's
the
my
name.
second out of the whole one. It's my second
I-
favorite. Wolves,
I
my
like
favorite.
Wolves.
That's my
I like
favorite.
Wolves. Wolves.
That
When
gives me chills when I
I
listen
heard
to them.
Wolves, Markson comes in, Gabe
Off the rip.
Gabe finishes it,
Uh-huh.
and I'm
Off
like,
rip.
I think we had Wolves on one of the introductions. I think it could have
I
been
mean,
racism.
we could bring it up too. We could play it now. Also.
Racism in America. Yeah, if you wanna play it, we could play it. But that Wolves, man, that's when I saw the delivery, the metaphors. I was like, yo, who is this kid? Now, you'll know that something sounds good, and then now you want to put a face to it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Gabe does his thing on there too. Shout out to Gabe. But when I
Young
heard
Pots.
that, and then now
Young
you're
Pots.
coming up with
The
this.
ultimate.
Here's a question for you
All right.
that I have. Do you mind me asking how old you are?
No. I'm 22, about to be 23 in 3 months.
That's amazing. So, being that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Because speaking to you, you got your priorities straight and stuff like that. There's a lot of kids your age, who are their mindset is not that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially as a black man growing up in America, it's like, being that I'm from the hood, and being that way, it's like you've already made it if you made it to 25 or 21.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially
you've
nowadays.
You've already made it if you're not dead or in jail.
Right.
Because I believe black man is given two sides of the coin, either jail or death.
That's right.
That's what I believe for black men
That's
in
right.
America. Not just in America, but in the world. This is how they perceive us as. And I feel like no matter your circumstance, wealthy, fame, whatever it is, I feel like if you make it to 21, if you make it to 25, you've made it. If you make it out the hood, it's even more. So being that you're a young, aspiring musical artist, do you feel like you are original? Because I listen to a lot of the new generation. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
No. You feel me?
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna be humble, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, give it a chance or whatever. I've given it a chance.
Yeah.
A lot of it is Dr. Seuss stuff. Dickety, black. What are you saying?
So what are you saying?
Yes,
I get what you mean.
I'm a writer. I don't speak that language.
Yes, I agree, and I'm not a
You
writer.
understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. I
So
get
it's
what you're
like,
saying.
How do you feel about this?
a lot of the new
Nah, I'm well
sorry.
aware of that because that's kind of like the new generation and how it goes. Some people do that to try to get by. You get what I mean? Like some people do that just to try to get famous,
Just to get that money.
But like it's not everlasting. You get what I mean? You're only there. You're gonna be a one hit wonder for as long as you can.
Yes.
You're doing it just to ride a wave. You get me?
Yeah.
Like they're doing it to ride a wave, but let's see how long you could keep that for. Right? The way I do it is just original. You get me? So I listen to the old tracks and see how they do lyricism, and I love that about it. That's what kept me going. That's the thing that inspired me. I heard underground artists do the same thing, and I'm like, wow. Like since you can do it, I guess hip hop's not really dead. Like lyricism's still alive,
Yes.
and wordplay's still alive. People are doing flows, and I loved it. And I'm like, yo, me doing flows is just original to me. You get me? It's like normal because I grew up
It's like
rapping
second
with my
nature.
brother, with my older brother. You feel me? Shout out to Will. That's my older brother. And we always kept rapping and rapping over time because, look, I was born here, right? But I was sent to Haiti for 8 years.
Yeah.
You feel me? So when I got back, I barely knew my brother or my mother. My mother had to send me because like the way it was going in life, it just wasn't, she couldn't keep me, right? But she brought me back. And in between, like after that, I came back, I got adjusted to New York and all that. And over time, like I think elementary school, like I started rapping with my brother so many times. It started off with one bar, then over time it just started becoming easier to freestyle, right?
Because once you mastering your craft,
Yeah,
like,
it's
how
like
long you been doing it?
ever since elementary school till now. So that's about a decade and probably like 18
So
years.
who is
18.
your like inspiration? Like who do you like? Because I know you just said that you listen to, and I know we don't like to drop names, but when
Yeah.
it comes to like hip
who
hop,
and
I would like to hear.
Who and what is your inspiration?
Um,
Do you have any like musical artists that inspired you? Like, it don't even have to be a musical artist. It could be like,
Anybody.
let's say my mother inspires me.
I got you. So my brother, it started with my brother, then what he listened to. Because at the time I didn't know rap. I didn't like rap.
Okay.
I never liked
It's
it.
the irony.
Yeah. I never
Weird.
liked it. When I heard Lil Wayne, I don't know if you heard Fireman,
Yeah.
I never liked that song at all. I told my brother to turn that off, bro. Like, I hate that. You feel me? I'll do anything not
And
to listen to
I
it.
wasn't expecting that one. I didn't like
I
it.
hated it, you know? Like, and then Go DJ from
Yeah.
Lil Wayne came out.
Yeah.
I was rocking with that. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
right?
So is
There
that
was
is
other
that like the first songs that you remember like liking? You're like,
Yeah,
all right, this one's all
that
right.
was the first song that
That was the
made me
first
like
one.
Lil Wayne, you know?
Ah,
That's what
okay.
made me like rap, and then gave it a chance. And I'm like, all right. And then it started from that. Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
Who else?
How about now? Like, do any artists now that you're like, man, they're not too bad.
I think because most rappers they kind of doing that thing.
Yeah.
You feel me?
100%. That's why I asked you.
But okay, so A Boogie before like he started like getting up.
Yeah.
I rock with that
So
because he could actually
early A
rap.
Boogie, yeah.
Early A Boogie, he was really rapping.
Yeah.
Now he's just doing the melodies because he want to be a rock star. He want to do his thing. So I respect it. I'll let you rock. I know for a fact you still can rap. Lil Uzi can rap before he became Lil Uzi. He could actually rap.
That's Young Potts'
There's an underground artist called Sean Smith. And he could rap till this day. I still watch him because that's what inspired me. Like,
Do you think that sometimes these guys they just change their flow because they're signed to a label and the label's like, yo, we want you to do this now?
definitely.
Because you could see their old freestyles, like,
Definitely.
damn, this dude went so hard.
Oh,
Now
why'd
he's
you-
melodying and doing all this stuff, and you're like, this is a different person from what I'm used to. You're like, I don't know who A Boogie is. I've heard of him. Like I said, I've tried to give a lot of the new generation rap, but like, okay, for example, I like J. Cole, I like Kendrick,
Right.
but I'm an old school hip hop type of guy. Big Daddy Kane, LL, Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac. But I like people like J. Cole. I like Kendrick Lamar. I like Joey Badass.
I used to like Mac Miller, Ditos.
Mac Miller, yeah. But the other guys, like, I'm not gonna name drop them, but no. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
I can't mess with it because it's almost like that might be
Insulting?
great for club music, but I'm not playing that in my car when I'm driving. I'm not listening to when I'm working out. Like, I like to listen to real words and melody.
Right.
Sometimes acapella is just great. Just listening to those lyrics. So my thing for you is, it's like, what do you feel like is original from you compared to those people?
For me, it's because like the way that I do it, I take the new school generation, like how they rap their flows, but I use the lyricism from the old school. You get me? I combine those two. So that's why my flow sounds the way it sounds, because it's a new generation one.
Definitely.
Right? Because the old school flow is kind of delayed a little bit, but I like it. You feel me? It gives it like a groove. You get me? The way the old school does it. So I love that. For me, I would use that for a
Like a
conscious
sample?
kind of beat. You feel me? If it's a conscious kind of beat, I'm gonna do that kind of flow.
Yeah.
Right? For the new generational beat, I'm gonna just use a new generation flow and go with that. But then I'm gonna keep myself rooted to the lyricism of the old generation.
Because I know that you can do that. Listening to your stuff, it's like, I look at it like just me dissecting. I'm like, he is multidimensional.
Yeah.
Where he's hitting all those things.
Right.
He could be a little rough and gutter here, then he could throw a little shit for the ladies, and then he could get lyrical, and then he could get real club and flow. And I see that's what you do. Yeah, like I said, I love
You
Cut
got it
It.
spot
I
on.
love-
That's the crazy
also-
thing. You really got it spot on.
I love Cut It versus Carnage,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not opposed to Carnage. Like
Can
I
we
would,
hear
I'm gonna listen.
Carnage?
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to. I listen to Carnage like if I'm working out.
Yeah.
because that's when I want to get that rough.
Yeah, that's
But-
what I made it for. That's the crazy
Yeah,
thing.
but when I listen to Cut It and I'm in my car, I'm just like, yeah, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a
Disgusting.
club thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny that you said about him writing for like all types of, because in the Bong Island one, you wrote that song and you went and had Will perform it. No,
Yeah. That was
there's two
February
songs.
Sunday. That was
Yes.
February Sunday.
We're going to play
I gross wrote that.
Carnage now.
Mm-hmm.
Hear that, because this is from his latest
Yeah.
stuff that he's coming out with,
Mhm.
and then we'll listen to Wolves and
February
Sunday, because that's
Okay.
his song.
Okay.
Get on my face, yeah. Holding this weight, yeah. Whatever it takes. Markson, yeah. Yeah, I cannot mess with no snakes. Said that I'm hunting in search of the prey, okay. Told you to get on my face. Can't match my homies, it's holding this weight. This is real life, we don't play. Survival of the fittest, we do whatever it takes. Get some money underway, as long as we got it, my homies is straight. Ayy, I cannot mess with no snakes. Said that I'm hunting in search of the prey, okay. Told you to get on my face. Can't match my homies, it's holding this weight. This is real life, we don't play. Survival of the fittest, we do whatever it takes. Get some money underway, as long as we got it, my homies is straight.
I get straight to the paper, it's kinda hard for me to fold it. Money all blue like bread when it's molded. Don't leave me round your girl, I knock her down like it's bowling. And you can have her back, so you won't say that I stole her. A lot of things has changed, see it now that I'm older. I don't feel no pain, work it out like a soldier. Life is getting harder and my heart is getting colder. Build my empire so I can say I'm the owner.
I cannot mess with no snakes. Said that I'm hunting.
Pause it, and then we'll listen to the other one. You said in there about my heart is getting colder. Now I want to ask you.
Oh, no,
Do
that's
you-
my
Was that
boy.
you?
That's my boy, J1. Yeah.
Okay. Do you pour into your music, your past experiences, whatever you've gone through, whether it was hardship or whatever? Like, can we listen to that stuff in your music? Because a lot of
Yeah.
times, like, I feel like being that, like, I'm a writer and I wrote books, my books have been successful because people have been able to relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you write your music and stuff like that, because this is what I'm gonna ask you, right? And you could always plead a fifth and shit like that, invoke your Fifth Amendment.
Okay.
90% of the rappers that rap about what they rap about never experienced it.
Yeah.
They're not doing it currently. They didn't do it in the past.
Mhm.
They're just feeding off the culture.
Okay.
So I feel like with you, like if I'm listening to a guy and I see that this guy grew up in the suburban area and he's talking about some Crown Heights, Brownsville type shit, I'm not gonna want to listen to him.
Yeah.
Because it's an emotional thing.
Right.
It's not business for me. So when I'm listening to hip hop and I see that this guy is doing, I'm like, he's a fraud.
Yeah,
I'm not going to listen to his music because I can't connect with that.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like 90% of the rappers, especially the new generation, they talk about that shit because they feel like, oh, this is what's popping right now. And it's like, that's the thing that I feel like separates you from a lot of the rappers.
Yeah.
And I want to know if the things that you implemented in the context, if it's like
Something that happened.
something that happened,
or
I
that
got
you
you.
know
I got
of.
you. All right. So most of the things that I rap about is true to myself, right? It's true to what I live by, right?
Yeah.
So if you haven't realized when we was listening to Cut It, I ain't never said a curse. I kept it true to myself because I feel like I want to take a different path with it. I want to show that like you could still be good as a rapper without the need to do all the things that most rappers do. You get me? You don't have to talk about girls.
That's how you know when
money,
you're real
cars.
good.
You don't have to do none of that, right? You could still sound nice without doing it. Just find a different way. Be creative with it, and that's what I'm doing. Right? I wouldn't rap about killing and doing all these stuff because what's the point of me trying to put negativity in the air? Right? I'm manipulating people's minds
I
to just
told
do
you.
negativity. You
you
get
see,
me?
man, like this is why I say you're
He's cut from a
You feel
different
me?
cloth, man.
I'm fucking proud of you, man. Like you understand what
You
I'm
can't
saying?
do that, bro. Like you can't just put negativity. I know negativity sells, like
Listen,
because people love that, but
I didn't start understanding energy until my late 20s. You understand what I'm saying? Like you are almost an anomaly
I got you.
because a guy
I
that
got
comes from your background, your color, your field,
Your age.
Your age
Mhm.
is not.
They're not thinking like that
this.
at all.
They're not.
No.
You
They're
understand
really
what I'm
not.
saying? Like this is real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have, that
Thank
softer
you. I
side.
appreciate it.
That softer side that we were talking about, February Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna play that
Oh,
one.
I like that one. I had that in a couple
This
of our.
is, and I didn't even know he wrote the song.
The hug for it. The
Yeah.
girl
You
that's
wrote all your
rapping.
songs.
The song that they're singing, I wrote that.
And he told somebody else sing this part.
Ah.
So the words are his, but he's not on it.
Had to struggle to get by. They just wanna waste my time, even though I feel like trying.
And this is me.
Life's never gonna be as great. As I get older, I'm just realizing how life is fake. And just how quick enough your closest friend could change your face. And got a dog who live in misery, trying to help him wash his history. But first I gotta help him clean his plate. Told my baby to go to NASA cause she needed space. Cause time's a heavy burden, so I just couldn't wait. I passed my hours over time and trying to chase a babe. I realized why some people hate you in a better place. And I done been through it all. I done crashed before I fall. Had my back against the wall. They gon' laugh and watch me crawl. So I pray that one day, hope that day find some grace. And if not, then okay, then we'll face what away. What's up?
I had to struggle to get by. They just wanna waste my time, even though I feel like trying.
What I noticed is
I love that song.
when you were talking about the hate indirectly, it was like subliminal, and I picked up that now. Being a young black man, have you faced bigotry, racism, hate from other friends that you're into this
Ooh,
field?
that's good.
Because
Yeah.
that's the thing with rappers, black rappers. They get more hate, and I'm gonna go through some bullets that I have. They're targeted more.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it might be because of the flash, the jewelry and stuff like that. It's definitely because of
style.
jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
It might be because somebody looks at it like, you're doing an easy job and I gotta struggle and work a 9 to 5 and you're rich off that. It's 100% hate, but have you experienced that?
And
Yeah,
how
I experienced it before.
have you used that to work for you?
Well, I experienced that before multiple times with other people, but I just don't let that get to me because it's like I'm so adjusted by it. Like I know it's there. I get looked upon like people be me mugging me differently, looking at me crazy sideways and all, right? But I don't pay no mind to it because look, that's not what my focus is really on. You get what I mean? Like although like it's something like most of us have to go through, but I can't put my whole entire focus on that.
So
I
you're
look
just
at it
not
as an
giving any
artist.
energy.
I can't give it any energy like that, And some people just don't see like how I am. Like, how they'll look at me like this, but it's like you don't know who I really am. If you really knew who I was, you wouldn't be thinking that. You really wouldn't. So it's like, regardless, the more those people ever really hang out with me, the more they'll see for themselves because I don't have to tell them directly. Like my character and everything together will show it
they feel
in
it.
front of them. They'll feel it like. And if they feel away, that means like something about you and your personality and something about my personality that intimidates yours.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Exactly.
Like the way that I come across, my character is already trying to like, it's already taunting yours. You get me? So it's making you feel like
A type of
he's
way.
too better. He's too better. Like like I gotta.
The thing is with me, my thoughts, don't take this in a negative way. I hope that you get big, but not too big.
I get what you mean.
Not big in
Like,
here.
I get what you mean.
No. Everything.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Ah.
if your aspirations are to be rich and move in silence.
Right.
I mean, don't get too big because sometimes when you're too big, now you're a bigger target.
A bigger threat.
You're
Yeah.
a bigger threat. People want to, let me, sacrifice, blah, blah, this, that. I don't want that stuff to happen to you.
Right.
Where it's not just you getting big mentally, but you getting so big now, these people, they want to say, yo, we want a cut. If you don't give us a cut, this is going to happen.
Right.
Where it's like threats or whatever. Like, that's what I'm saying. Young black men rappers, they are a high commodity, but the irony is they're a big target.
What do you
Right.
think about all these young rappers that are dying? King Von, even what's his name earlier?
Yeah. King Von.
Pop Smoke.
Pop
Pop
Smoke.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Ditos. Like,
X.
how do you feel about it? Yeah,
Juice.
X.
Juice.
Yeah.
It's sad. I ain't gonna
and
lie.
Mef Doom just died too.
Right. It's sad that they passed away. I ain't gonna lie, because I really do listen to their songs. I see their talent. It's
Mac
just
Miller?
it's just when I really look at it, it's like there's really people that's really jealous.
You know what
Yeah,
too?
that's
You know
scary.
what too? You know what I like? Like you said earlier about the energy that you're putting out. That's the difference. That's
That
the
is true.
difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Because one of my bullets here I said is empowerment is necessary in the black community. Being that the media demonizes the black community. So they might take what a rapper is saying literal. They don't know if they're really living that. That person might not be living it, but it's for entertainment. And now whatever type of hate speech, whatever it is, that's gonna come back. That
yeah.
also does that. So it's almost like what you're putting out may be boring to a lot of people. And those people that are really putting out what they're putting out, like sex, money, drugs, murder, and all that other stuff, that might be more popular to like by popular demand, but the results are bad.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying to you, like, get big, but don't get too big. Don't, and always stay true to yourself.
Right.
That'll be my suggestion, and you'll get there by staying true to yourself versus let me switch up and do what everybody else is doing because they got rich this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So what made you wanna pursue your rap career now? Like, what are your goals for this?
Well, my goal, like you said, I'm gonna stay big, but not up there, right? I'm gonna keep it low key, but I'm not gonna do too much at all, like, cause I know I have to stay aware of what can happen to me and like be very careful with my surroundings.
It's not just that. It's like you were saying with the stuff that you're putting out there in the music. We as blacks, women, men, kings, queens, we need to uplift each other.
Right.
Because what's happening is white America is seeing this.
They're separating.
And they're like, yo, they think of themselves this way. We think of themselves this way. An older woman or older man who have lived in the civil rights movement, listening to stuff like this now and saying, these motherfuckers are robbers. These motherfuckers are murderers. These motherfuckers, they're niggers. Because that's what they say and shit like that in their stuff. That's how they address each other.
They're killers, they're a threat.
They're a threat. So this is the misconception. This is the myths that is coming out because music and television is the most influential things.
Right.
What I was gonna say is, damn it, y'all made me forget because you guys are all up in your leaving me out. I'm being left out over here.
Go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say, have you had any like younger kids come up to you and be like see that? Do you see that like adoration from them, or do you? Yeah. How does that make you feel? Like knowing a lot of things. How does that make you feel as an artist that you have younger people looking up to you, and how do you feel as like just a black man with those types of?
Feel me? That brings me joy, but then again, it brings me like the thought that I have to be responsible.
Yeah.
Because
Scary, right?
these are people's lives.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, regardless, I may not be the reason why they might do what they do, but I contribute to it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because they might listen to a song and they might feel a certain way about it, and they might really
You're
go ahead and
influencing
pursue.
them.
Yeah.
I have a question. It's personal. Like I said, you can invoke your Fifth Amendment. Do you go to school? Do you have a degree or anything like that?
Yeah, I went to high school, but college,
Not college?
nah. You feel
It's
me?
not for
I'm
you?
working my 9 to 5 and then doing my music. My focus is on my music.
Okay.
That's
you
what I
don't
wanted
have
to
any
ask.
aspirations for education, furthering it?
But
or anything?
not really, because my field is on music.
That's what I wanted to ask. You said that you weren't going to get too big. So with that, is it always as an artist you're going to be in this field, or
Yes.
behind the music you feel? Like producer, you make beats? I know you started making beats yourself.
All right, so that's the whole point of me doing the whole music thing, right? Because like if I don't make it as an artist, I can always be a producer.
Well, here's the thing. That's what I was gonna say about the education thing. And like I said, you don't have to take my advice, but this is just my advice to you.
Right.
Being that you're a young man and everything, that you have a good head on your shoulders. You don't have to go to college, but they have online courses and stuff like that for specific things.
Right.
You don't have to go to college and take like liberal arts or something, but you could go for something specific, like real estate, or to be a nurse, or to be a engineer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would say choose something that you like and get a degree in that.
That
Only
follows in
because of
field.
the backup plan.
That's true. That's true.
Only
That's
because of that.
definitely true.
When I was playing sports and I was badass in football and wrestling, my dad always told me, make sure you have that paper. And I did. I got a BA in psychology. My dad said to me, if you have that paper, because he didn't. He came from Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's smart and he could do all these other stuff, build houses and mechanics, he don't have a U.S. College degree.
Right.
He said, once you get that and you live here, you are multidimensional.
Okay,
That gives
I
you
got
the upper hand. That's why I'm telling you, get an education. It doesn't have to be liberal arts where you're doing all this stuff. Get something that you like and get a degree in that. Because if this thing doesn't work, you have a backup plan.
Right.
Also, having that degree, playing chess, it puts you ahead of everybody else that's doing what you're doing,
That's
and
true.
they don't have degree. Because now you're not just street smart, you're book smart.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm
have
saying?
that-
You're
yeah,
also
you're
industry.
right,
You're
you're
also
right.
industry smart.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 things that you fucking with now. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
now I
So
got an
it's
upper hand
like
here.
now
Yeah.
you're a more dominant person. You're part of the food chain. If you don't have this that works out, that degree could get you anything you want to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That would be my advice.
That's crazy because one of my boys told me that. He talked to me about that too. I'm like, you know what? You were really right because even though I'm doing the music field, it's good to have a good resume. You know, like just in case it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Like so you still got something to fall back on and keep you going. Because if this thing doesn't work out, you lost.
Yeah, because you never know. Like what you might not know, or maybe you do know. I don't want to assume. Okay. Let's say you do know this, but let me reiterate it to the audience. When you sign on to a label, you don't get all that money. You
Yeah,
can
I
make
know.
$1 million.
That's
Then
what I wanted
taxes.
to ask him too.
Let's say you make $1 million. Taxes. They take out 30%. Now you got 700,000.
Right.
You gotta pay lawyers. You gotta pay managers, booking people. Now you might have
Backup dancers,
200,000 or
DJs.
300,000. Now on top of that, you gotta pay like maybe literary agents or some shit like that. Now you gotta worry about your own expenses. Everybody in that label has to get a piece of the pie.
Right.
So you might sell 1 million records, but that million is not coming to you. Or you might made $1 million, but it's not coming to you. And
Like a 360 deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too.
Have you looked into that stuff? I'm sorry, I didn't
when
mean
you do
to.
deals, go ahead.
Yeah, have you looked into like what kind of a deal or what kind of I guess
Or would you just want to do it independently forever?
Most likely I would want to do it independent.
yeah.
Feel me? The only time I would really try to get signed is like I would have to see like know the deal that I'm giving.
that you're
Yeah.
agreeing
Right?
to.
And it has to be like a temporary or like it has to be temporary because I'm not doing a whole 5 years
Yeah.
and all that. It has to be a temporary like for something big. You get me? If this is like a project I want to do and I want to make this big and I have like 3 more projects in there.
Let me ask you a question, because we had this in the conspiracy theory. What if you walk into a room with a whole bunch of people, and they're like, yo, we really love you. We're gonna market you. We're gonna do this. We're gonna blow you up and shit like that. We gonna do this, and you gotta sign this deal. And here's $50,000 on the table.
I wouldn't do it.
Hold up.
He
hold
said
up,
nope.
Hold up.
Stop the
Okay.
question.
Why you
No.
wouldn't do it? Hold up.
Go ahead,
This
go ahead.
guy
My
says, I'm gonna give
He's
you
good.
$50 million on the deal, and you're like, no strings attached, and they're like, not so much strings. You gotta
slap your
like,
mama.
yeah, or you gotta suck my dick, and it's a guy,
Nah.
or you gotta take this dick up your ass,
Nah.
or you gotta kill somebody you love,
You wake up the next day famous.
or you gotta kill somebody you love.
I wouldn't do it, man. I wouldn't do
He
it.
ain't say
I know
nah,
other
though. He just
people
said I
would
won't
do.
do it.
Like regardless, even if they didn't present any of those 3 options and they just gave me it like that,
Yeah.
and then I would have to suffer whatever like expenses, like money wise, I still wouldn't do it. But
I hope my cursing.
no,
my
you good.
profanity- I hope
You
my
good.
profanity doesn't
Because it makes me
make
blush.
you feel any type
Nah,
of way.
no. You good.
All
You
right.
good. You good.
Because this is a raw, uncut show.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Now I don't mind the cursing.
Okay.
I would say no because it's a few reasons why. One, for you to offer me the deal, right, and for you to tell me like you like me, etc. You coming to me showing me you're desperate with it. Like that's
But how-
one. Two,
All right.
like 2, right? You're already displaying to me my value in front of me,
Okay.
right? I'm that much that worth. Like I'm that much, that much of an investment for you to like try to buy me. So then, like, if you think about it, it's like I can do this myself. If I'm worth 50,000, I can make more than that. Because it's like if you've seen how Mark Zuckerberg bought.
He
Yeah, I
has
saw you.
negotiation skills.
I
you
saw
think
your
about-
face.
He has negotiation skills.
Oh,
If you think about like Mark Zuckerberg, like how he bought Facebook, right? He has that, and now he bought Instagram. If the person that had Instagram never sold it to Mark Zuckerberg, he could have made a lot more. Because look at where it is now,
Yeah.
right? It's owned by Mark Zuckerberg now. He has two.
Yeah.
He's the one that's balling now.
Listen, we're gonna keep in touch. We're gonna talk after this.
I got you.
You and I are gonna talk after this. Shit, I forgot my question.
Because he was good. That answer was really good.
But okay. So here's the thing, though. You're saying no now. What? Maybe to show face. What if that shit was in front of you, though? Because it's
You feel
different
me?
when the shit's in front
I
of
know,
you versus it's
I know.
far fetched.
But see, like I got so much discipline in me, I just can't do it because I know what I'm being
Have you
displayed.
had
like,
money before?
Yes.
that a boy.
Have you had? I don't want to. I'll say women before.
Yes.
Because a lot of times what happens is these guys they propel
You get in
to
a hype,
fame,
yeah.
and then they get the money and the women, and they're all over the tabloids, and this person did this,
Social
and we're gonna
media.
get this, and this girl came out saying this guy raped me, and
I know.
and all this other stuff, and they're getting misguided, and they're coming after because they're coming after black men.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? They're doing this now. They're getting this money and they're flaunting it all over the place, and because they never had money before, they never
Right.
had women before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's important.
I wanna play Wolves before we.
Okay.
Wait, am I ready?
We did play Wolves
No.
before. What was that one before?
That was February Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Ready?
Yeah, Wolves is hot.
I love it. It's my favorite.
Gabe is in this one too.
Yeah. We don't gotta play him. He sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't feel bad for me. Keep it low key, they after me.
Ooh.
Don't feel bad for me. Fuck everybody that's doubting me.
Don't
feel bad.
I'm gonna be the hype man. Okay.
Don't feel bad for me. Don't feel bad.
Discipline therapy.
Number jack, my God, we turned it to the max. And I've been doing jumping jacks, it really had me jumping back.
Okay.
Let you run off with my flow, let's see how far you run with that. Yeah, we got it for the low, I let you know it's on the rack.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't that hard to break the chart. Know that W with the smart.
Okay.
Talking heavy, flow so hard, permanent way to make a mark. I shine today, if not I find a way. Quit trying to conversate, cause I ain't got time to wait.
Young nigga so icy, make a bitch wish a nigga was like me. Done, yo. We're not playing no more, you heard? We've been sleeping for a while, but yo, you already know I'm waking up.
So this song, you said you wrote it?
No, that was February Sunday. that he
It was the
wrote.
other song.
Oh, okay. So who wrote this one? This was
I
the
think
Bong
they all-
Island
It was a
take.
Yes,
collaboration. Yeah.
Okay.
They all wrote their own
Yeah,
part.
I like this is like a clubber too, man. I like this one. I had this playing in the intro in our previous
Yes, one of our other
shows,
shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's dope. Yeah.
The other one that I wanted to show such a difference with style was the one that I was talking about with you and M Small.
This what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. It's because the
This-
other
this
guys,
one you're gonna play
the
now?
other guy's
Okay.
style is totally different, but you can see
The
how
resemblance?
amazing. No,
Oh.
how amazing them two together are on the wait, but which one is it?
This what you want.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Like I'm shooting threes in your toilet, snatch that paper and run. Man, I got one up
I
on
made
you,
a beat
son.
for this.
Only
You
popping
made this
green
beat?
mushrooms,
I made a
watch me
beat.
getting
I love
taller.
it. Yo,
I
this-
gained
I'm
100
telling you,
glasses
Wolves
of
and
them,
this
but
one,
I'm
my
still too
second
short.
favorite.
Like it was all good a week ago.
This is
Hard
M.
not
Smalls.
like when you
Yep.
dreaming of the
Totally
beams where
different.
M. Smalls is played in speakers, thought my future looked bleaker, getting
It's
weaker.
Markson.
Got my fear
We
curve,
gon'
turn
let
up
it
my
blow.
heaters. Do you hear this, man?
Let's
I swear I
go.
saw ghosts, like I'm sipping on that lavender. Man, you swear you got the porch, but you are just a challenger with how you dodge the famine, but remain hungry. That's balance. When
I
I'm
think he's
failing, 'cause
underrated.
I'm valiant. How you barely rose with
With minimum
minimum
talent.
talent. It be apparent I'm the son of the parent. Slipping on its back end.
Wow.
Sound like my bars off this annex with the dose this lethal. You can't sleep on my vehicle. Please the people feel the pulse from where the fire is fueled. I melt the lead, that's my tool. Pink rubber tips never get used. Don't get that shit confused. My ears and my muse to make the tunes
I wanna listen to.
And hopefully so do you. Popping shit like I'm supposed to do. This ain't what you want.
I've been grinding till I'm down on my knees, to the point that I felt like I couldn't. Had a dream, knew one day that I'd make it. You told me to chill and maybe I shouldn't. That hurt in my heart, but still wish you love. So I'ma be putting the track, I'll be cooking. But don't you get mad when you see niggas suck. Told me what's good and I said keep it pushing. Beat the move you pulling, what did you expect? Now you crazy thinking I'm in ruler, have you hooked?
Be looking at all my success, turning jelly, reaping all the work they do to give it a rest. These niggas be getting, they reaping, counting to the day of my death. The boy's a mess.
Nevertheless, I ain't gonna stop till I show 'em the best. Yeah, this what you want. This what you want. I had to go and get a couple bands just so I could go and put my niggas on. Yeah, this what you want. This what you want. I had to go and get a couple bands just so I could go and put my niggas on. Yeah.
Place 'em on top of the plateau.
So wait a minute. So you make beats too? You write?
Yeah,
That's what's up, man.
He does it all.
That's good.
I do. Well, I really do. I do beats, mix and master.
Have you performed live?
Yeah,
That's what's up.
I perform live with them.
I have a still of him, J Trees.
Uh-huh.
You
What
put it up.
do you have any more questions for him? I'm gonna let him shout out people, social media.
No, I had so
Yeah.
much fun though. Young Markson in the house.
You already know I'm here, man. No lie.
You have any
Nula.
people? Nula, yep.
Nula.
Saka fet.
Nabule.
All right, that's it. Nula is all I got. That's all I got with that.
Yeah, it's like when people say sakap fet, like what's going on? Sak passe, what's up? Now, when they say bule, that means I'm burning.
That
You
means
know
I'm
how
hot.
people,
I'm good.
yeah, you know how Americans say, "Hey, what's up?" And they say, "Oh, I'm chilling."
Yeah.
Haitians say, "Ma bule."
Instead
I'm
of chilling,
burning.
Ma
I'm
bule.
hot.
Yeah,
I'm flaming.
I'm on a roll type. Like I'm flaming.
Yeah.
I'm heat. Yeah.
That's why it's sak
Ma
passe.
Ma Boule.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
I'm
You know what I'm saying? But is
Natural.
is there anybody you want to shout out? Do you have any like social media you want to tell the audience
Everything, where to get your stuff, everything.
Yeah. Well, if you want to know where I'm at, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, I'm on YouTube. You can check my channel. It's all Young Markson. It's never gonna change. It's gonna be the same one. So you know where to reach me. It's easy. It's YOUNGMARCKSON. Young Markson. I could do the shout outs, right?
Yeah.
All right, yo, shout out to Mama Duke, shout out to my brother Wilbin, shout out J Trees, Young Posse, M Smalls, Ice Climber TV, Emmanuel Trill, Kenny 777, King Ek, Charles Kings, Jeezy, KZ, J1, Natural Culture, NC Angel, KZ, K's, Party with Mala. That's it.
Boom.
Hey,
Got
to
it.
the point, to the
So
point.
on the show, we like to do final thoughts. Was that your final thoughts, or do you have any final thoughts?
No, that's just my final thoughts. Anybody that's trying to do this, bro, understand this is a long time grind. I'm gonna let you know if you want to do this whole independent thing, it's a long time grind. Like, don't let anybody talk you out of it. I'm letting you know if you really rooted and it's not a phase, go for it, bro. You will never know what target you will hit. You know,
That's
you will never
right.
know who's really listening. Just because
That's
it's
right.
your song, don't ever be discouraged by it. Because what you think is wacky, somebody might see value in it, and that's true.
That's 100%.
Stay true to you. For
Well,
real. You don't have to do that gangster. You don't have to do all that. You're a gangster yourself.
I like that you said that.
I like that too. My final thoughts are, Young Markson, I know you're gonna be blowing up.
Thank you.
Don't forget the little people.
For sure.
Every time I see you
Every
at
one of my
Dunkin'
supporters.
Donuts, I run and I ask you for your autograph. One day,
Yeah.
She did.
you
she
better
did.
give me one
I
because
got you.
I'm gonna put in a frame. Thank you very much.
That's what's
That's
up.
me speaking it out. It's gonna
Got you,
happen.
thank
It's gonna
you.
happen.
She's speaking it to existence. I
That's
got
right.
you.
That's
That's
what's up.
right.
We want to thank you for coming on. You know, we also want to thank you for sharing your experiences with us and all that.
Yes.
Keep pushing, don't stop, like you said. You're gonna hit those bumps, but those hardships is what's gonna make you. I
Right.
promise you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, I promise you. It's like muscle memory. When you go to the gym and you pushing that weight and you can't get it, and maybe you might do it one time, next week or 2 weeks, it's that muscle memory. You're going to do it 2 times, 3
Right.
times. You know what I'm saying? So my final thoughts are for like just black empowerment in general. I have a question. Are black and brown people high value? Black men economically not high value in all sense because of how America has designed society to be. Like, nothing, as far as the racial injustice and stuff like that, nothing in America is supposed to benefit us. And this goes back to like the 1600s. Black men may not be valued economically unless they're like celebrities, professional athletes, and that's like about 2% of us who land in that category. But we are high value. Regardless of what people say, we are high value. And that comes with everything: sexual prowess, muscular, sexual energy, stamina, endurance, swag, style, music, culture, food, fashion, smooth talking, confidence, dominance, strength, sports, just to name some. I've never heard women say black guys don't do it better. I've never heard that. White supremacy are aware of all this, and we are a target. We need to protect each other. We need to break these generational curses of how we view each other and treat each other. In the 1600s, the black women could not respect black men. They witnessed what black men were going through. They have constantly saw black men bow down to the white man as his master. Black women were closer to the white slave owners. The owners used them to breastfeed the white children to make them stronger, and they also forced these women to breed more black children to create more slaves. This has been embedded in subconscious of black people because of slavery. But this goes back to ancestry. The ancient Egyptians, we are kings before we were slaves. We are queens before we were slaves. I'll reiterate, these curses from generation to generation must be broken due to self-awareness, proper education, love, and unity. As much as the black man must protect the black woman must respect the black man. We must get back into our divinity as gods, kings, and queens. The ancient Egyptians, like I'll reiterate, never forget we are royalty prior to slavery. Black love, black business, black artists, black television shows, black entrepreneurs, black families, black clothing, black love, black empowerment. So once again, we want to thank Markson. Brother, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you.
You know, like I said, I don't know you as for a long time, but I see myself in you. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I was 22 years old, I see myself in you. I was 22 when I graduated from college, and then I started working in corporate. But prior to all of that, I was in like Brownsville, Crown Heights, and stuff like that. I was doing a lot of bad things, but sports is what saved my life. You know what I'm saying? So this might be something that has saved your life. It could be a passion for you. Keep pushing with it. You know what I mean? God gave you a gift. So utilize that gift to influence other people in a positive way, to affect change in a positive way, and you're gonna reap those benefits of that. When you give, you're gonna receive.
For sure.
Right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you were tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.
Hey.
Pockets flooded. Busted. Claiming we valid, that's not what we jacking. You running your mouth, they finna do damage. Get you a snake, the streets know what happened. The feds started asking you, quick to be chatting. You went and dragged it in just like the gram. Overreacted to get a reaction. Let's see how you manage, you making a scene. You wanted the action, so you started acting. You chatting this cap when you snitches. Harass somebody, get them little boy wildin'. Rat is a